What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this nice, warm, beautiful Thursday. I'm doing pretty good myself. I come across this video right here that I want you guys to see before we get into the feature story. Okay, basically it's a reflection of what was going on in the crack epidemic. But let's check this video out right here. It's about a minute and a half, you understand? Then we'll get into the commentary.
Frantic theft of a catalytic converter caught on camera. This all happened early Saturday morning on Gotti Drive in South Sacramento. These thieves were determined to get a catalytic converter. The guy with the shirt over his head is telling the other one underneath the car, cut, and yank it. The man filming the video, a neighbor who didn't want to be identified, started to say something, and then one of the converter snatchers
get out of here, go.
pointed a blowtorch at him and started walking towards him. Well, a neighbor continues to film, and then they decided to bail. They didn't end up getting the catalytic converter from the Prius, but he went back for the jack. The man with the shirt on his head was heard yelling, "I need money, and I'm hungry, man. I'm sorry." The owner of the Prius did not file a police report, and he told us at ABC 10 he didn't think police would do anything about it. Well, I happen to be working on a catalytic converter investigation, and the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office has a detective assigned specifically to this crime.
They take them because it's easy. It's easy to take, easy to get money for them.
Detective McHugh told me someone can cut a catalytic converter in under 60 seconds and then be gone. And that thief could gain $250 from one crime. And then you could be out thousands of dollars and also a large deductible based on your insurance. So what is the most successful way to make sure this does not happen to you?
But if they get what they call a catalytic converter cage welded onto that catalytic converter, when these suspects or thieves look under that car or feel under it, they're going to know that cage is there, and some of it is such thick steel, it's going to take them a very, very long time to cut through that, and they're just going to bypass it.
Yeah. Back in the 80s, in the crack epidemic, you had an explosion of people stealing catalytic converters and car antennas, okay? And it's a messed up thing, you understand, because basically what it boils down to is you got people that will not try and work, try to get a decent job of any sort. They think they're too good to go out and go get a job, but what they're going to do is basically steal from the working class, okay? And it's a bad situation, but nevertheless, turns out that occupation can be deadly in more ways than one. You know what I mean? Other words, let's say, for example, you are laying in your house, or, in the bed or something like that in the middle of the night, and you hear all this cutting and shit, and you decide to get up and look out your bedroom window and see somebody laying up under your car and another car, parked around it. You understand? The first thing you're going to do is get your shit and start popping caps. You know what I'm saying? But in this particular case right here, it says here, crush horror. Thief trying to steal car's catalytic converter dies after Toyota Prius falls on top of him when jack collapsed. He got what was coming to him, in the worst way. Let's just say that. I know a guy basically that was doing the same thing some years back, okay? And fortunately, he's still around to tell. The thing about it, the same thing that happened to this person right here in this story happened to him, okay? And like I said, the car fell on him, okay? And you got this little, right along the rocker panel of the car, you have a metal lip, that attaches around the rocker panel that goes, basically parallel, okay? It goes from the front tire to the back tire, all right? Well, that metal lip, when the car fell on his head, it actually pierced the back of his head, okay? And everything. And when when he was rescued, the people found him. They was actually they put the jack back underneath the car. Now, this is a blessing. I'm going to tell you, this was definitely a blessing for him to change his life, okay? They put the jack back under the car and was jacking the car up, and his head was coming up with every, press of the jack. Every time they go, his head would come up. His head would come up. You see what I'm saying? It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. Now let's get into this story. There's a video right here as well. Let's see what it's talking about.
Okay.
Oh, that's a stupid commercial. Y'all excuse that. They're so loud.
They say it appears he was trying to remove the catalytic converter when the jack he was using failed and the car fell on top of him. Police haven't identified him. They say catalytic converter thefts are on the rise as thieves seek metals, the car parts they can sell.
Wow. It's just not worth it, okay? Now, I wish they had showed this guy, show a picture of something. I don't know why they protect the identity of a lot of these people that are caught in the act. He's no longer around anyway. They could have just showed him. But now to get into the story, as we know, it says a thief who was trying to steal a car's catalytic converter has died after the Toyota Prius crushed him when the jack he was using failed, okay? The victim was crushed to death by the hybrid car in Anaheim, California, Wednesday morning. Wow. I guess that man shit. I'd rather shit go do some other job than do this shit right here, regardless of what the job is. If it's legitimate. This shit is dangerous, okay? To continue, Anaheim police said the body was spotted by an employee on his way to work at 6:19 a.m. in the 1600 block of Placentia Avenue. According to ABC 7, Sergeant Shane Carringer said police who arrived at the scene found the man under the car. It had to be a bad scene to be seeing. His head had to be just crushed. All right. It goes on to say here, it appears while he was trying to steal the catalytic converter, the jack he was using collapsed and the car fell on top of him. He added, authorities say there has been a significant rise of catalytic converter thefts across the country as they contain precious metals such as platinum, palladium, and rhodium. I guess that's how you pronounce it. That thieves can melt and sell later. National Insurance Crime Bureau, NICB, confirmed that since the beginning of the pandemic, catalytic converter thefts are skyrocketing. NICB said in a statement, as the value of the precious metals contained within the catalytic converters continues to increase, so do the number of thefts to these devices. All right. There is a clear connection between time of crisis, limited resources, and disruption of the supply chain that drives investors towards these precious metals. A catalytic converter in a small device that turns the hazardous exhaust gases emitted by an engine into less toxic pollutants. Wow. And this is a catalytic converter right here, in case you guys are wondering. It's this long thing basically, and like they said, it's an emissions control thing, for the exhaust. And I don't understand why they gotta put precious metals in these. Look what these precious metals are actually made for. I mean, probably to use for something else, other than putting in, an exhaust system. See, that's what I'm saying. But nevertheless, it's the way man does things, just like other things, rhodium and cobalt is used, even in our cell phones. And now, y'all know a lot of these precious metals come straight out of Africa. And I know they were used for something else other than shit like this. For all we know, it could have been used for power a spaceship or some shit. Wow. But in conclusion here, with the rise in the popularity of hybrid catalytic converter thefts has risen as the newer hybrids contain a higher percentage of precious metals. Some of the precious metals, such as rhodium and palladium, are now worth 20 times more than gold Ain't that something? Damn. So the people basically will shit. You see a gold brick and be like, and a catalyst converter, you be like, no, get the catalyst converter. You know, this is crazy, man. It's really crazy of the value that man places on things. All right. And once of erodium has now surged to euros, 20,000 euros, while at once of palladium is worth 1,688 euros. All right. Yeah, it's worth a lot, but this lifestyle is not. All right. And here we got some more idiots down here, you know, basically stealing these catalyst converters. Let's check this out. Oh, so man, these commercials get them on there. Cameras are everywhere, and these idiots, they don't get it. That looks dangerous. When you look at it, that shit looks dangerous. That jack can fail anytime. Look how easy that shit is. Oh, bastards. Look at that. Well, guys, there you have it. This is what they're doing. Stealing catalyst converters. So you guys may want to, you know, guard your catalyst converters. And at least, you know, they're talking about maybe you can have them engraved, you know, in case, you know, the police, you know, can find them. You know, once they're stolen, you put your initials or something like that on them. Then that way you know which one's yours. Or you can put a snake underneath the car and some motherfucker come reaching under there. Yeah, you'll hear about him then. You'll know he attempted to steal your catalyst converter. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this story right here. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts, your views, and opinions on it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.